Hey y'all, so welcome to the Parables of Yahusha. This is a series where we're going to take his story and we're going to be digging into the deeper meaning of it through the Hebraic lens, like intended, the Torah, and the whole word. Let's jump in. Alright, so we're going to be reading Matthew 25, and I'm going to start at verse 1. Then the reign of the heavens shall be compared to 10 maidens who took their lamps and went out to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 foolish. Those who were foolish, having taken their lamps, took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their containers with their lamps. Now while the bridegroom took time, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight a cry was heard, "See, the bridegroom is coming! Go out to meet him!" Then all those maidens rose up and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said to the wise, "Give us of your oil, because our lamps are going out." But the wise answered, saying, "No, indeed, there will not be enough for us and you. Instead, go to those who sell and buy for yourselves." And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. And those who were ready went in with him to the wedding feast, and the door was shut. And later the other maidens also came, saying, "Master, Master, open up for us." But he answered and said, "Truly I say to you, I do not know you. Watch therefore, because you do not know the day nor the hour in which the Son of Man is coming. For it is like a man going from home who called his own servant and delivered his possessions to them." So let's break this down a little bit. Yahusha is still in the Olivet Discourse. This is Matthew 24:25, or Matthew. And he is teaching about the end of the age. The imagery of the bridegroom plus the wedding feast is straight from Hebraic marriage customs. So the smart ones, his listeners, knew the waiting for the groom process, and it could take time, and only those prepared with oil were ready to come in. So it says in verse 1, it says 10 maidens. Maidens, that word is G3933, and these are referencing those claiming purity, those waiting on Messiah. And then in the same verse, it references lamps. That is G2985. And this is the light of the Torah and testimony, which we can cross-reference to what many people know as Psalms 119:105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. And then if we keep going back to talking about this, and then let's look at the oil for a second. Oil is often tied to the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the set-apart spirit. But in Hebraic context, we often see it being referenced to anointing and readiness to serve. The wise women here, that word, is G5429, and this is prudent, thoughtful. When you root that in Hebraic wisdom, that means walking in Torah. And you can cross-reference that with Deuteronomy 4:6. "And you shall guard and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding before the eyes of the people who hear all these laws, and they shall say, only a wise and understanding people is this great nation." And the foolish ones here, the word is G3474, and it means dull, careless. These are those Torah-less hearts. Psalms, or Tehillim 14:1 tells us, "The fool has said in his heart, there is no Yahuwah." And the greatest connection that I can piece here is the closed door. This is the same language used in Noah's Ark. Genesis, or Bereshit 7:16 says, "And those going in, male and female of all flesh, went in as Elohim had commanded him, and Yahuwah shut him in." Excuse me. So how do we apply this now? What does this mean for us? So being a virgin wasn't enough. They were all waiting, right? But only those with oil entered and were actually ready. This is the same thing as claiming Christianity or claiming purity without Torah and spirit-filled obedience. You have an empty lamp. And the oil here in this story, this parable, represents Ruach and Torah, both working together. You cannot borrow someone else's obedience, and you cannot fake your preparation. The warning is clear. He is telling us that we have to be ready and stay ready. And we must always be watching, because when the bridegroom comes, that door is going to close.